Pokemon is, well, strange, you could say. So yeah, Pokemon is an odd franchise, and with that comes a lot of strange facts, trivia, and things that will pique your curiosity. And today I thought we would take a look at some of these curiosities that only about 10% of Pokemon fans might know about. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. So according to your boy Ken Sugimori, the lead designer of most of the Pokemon designs of individual Pokemon over the last few decades, basically Volibee actually wears the bones of other dead Pokemon. Now if you pay attention to the way Mandibuzz looks, you will notice that the bones around Mandibuzz's torso actually perfectly fit with the skull bone design that Volibee wears underneath itself, right? And when Mandibuzz actually sit on Volibee babies to keep them warm, the two combine into like a perfect skull of, the Pokemon they originally belonged to. Now, no clue which particular Pokemon the skull belongs to, but overall, kind of creepy to imagine the bones of other Pokemon being worn by these guys. I mean, it does give you this weird chilly feeling, doesn't it? It's kind of creepy. So this is going to be a strange fact, but this was actually told to me by my girlfriend, but there was a sequel to Mewtwo Strikes Back. Yeah, you might not be aware of this, but apparently in Japan there was a movie released called Pokemon Mewtwo Returns, or in Japan it was known as Pocket Monster Mewtwo Ware wa Koko ni Ari Mewtwo Saga. This was essentially a special hour-long episode of the Pokemon anime that served as a sort of a form of a sequel to the first Pokemon movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back. Now in this movie, Mewtwo essentially softened his heart after seeing that there truly are kind-hearted Pokemon trainers and humans that care for their Pokemon and would die even for them. But due to everyone's memories being gone, or Mewtwo kind of deleting all of them, Ash and friends don't really remember any of what happened. However, Giovanni does remember Mewtwo, as he wasn't there when, on the island when everybody's memories was deleted, and as such he builds a full-on army to come after Mewtwo, and Ash of course and his friends have to help out and save the day. This is honestly one of the craziest things that I totally didn't even know existed, and I wish I had known about it because it's such a damn random gem. And I do plan to cover the whole movie in a future video if you guys want to see that. So definitely, drop a like down below if you want to see a coverage of the full movie. And yeah, shout out to my girlfriend Yolene because she was the one who actually mentioned this to me. I didn't even know about this. Next, we have an interesting fact about Pokemon X and Y, in particular Team Flare. Now, the scientists in Team Flare are actually based on solar flare levels. Now, solar flares are classified from weakest to strongest as A, B, C, M, and then the strongest one being X, which are basically the initials of the Team Flare scientists. It's also the order they're encountered in. So yeah, they're basically based on that, which makes sense because Team Flare, a solar flare, it all makes total sense here. It's such a cool naming scheme, by the way, and Pokemon does that often. It's one of the cool things about Pokemon is when they do these naming schemes, they can add some interesting trivia and secrets to it. Another interesting fact is that basically the order of movements in basically different games or different generations is actually different between generation 1 to 6, 7, and 8. Now in generations 1 to 6, the order is decided once every Pokemon on the field has selected a move, regardless of any changes that may come after. For example, Sableye's status moves can still go first on the turn if it Mega Evolves, since it still had, Prankster when selecting a move. In generation 7, if a Pokemon undergoes a form change mid-turn, that would cause the order of it to change. Its new order would be recalculated, so Banette's status moves would now go first upon Mega Evolving, since the form change granted it Prankster. In Generation 8, a Pokemon's order is recalculated every time something happens. That would basically cause its order to change. For example, if you switch Excadrill's ally into someone with, Sandstream, then Excadrill would attack immediately after, assuming Sand Rush is enough for it to outspeed the opponents. So yeah, kind of strange that depending on which of the generations you're referring to, the Pokemon that moves first or the order of movements can be different. This is a strange random little fact, but did you know that if you have a Google Lens and use it on the box art of Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, the games, it would actually create a short video? So yeah, kind of a strange little random fact. So, did you know that the Tyranitar line is actually the only family of Pokemon to be the version-exclusive counterpart in 3 different lines? Now, it was paired with the Salamence, evolution line in Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Pearl, the Aggron line in Pokemon X and Pokemon Y, and the Komodo line, of course, in Pokemon Sword and Shield, which were the most recent ones. Tyranitar is also the only pseudo-legendary that you don't have to fight to complete any game, which is interesting, very strange, and kind of random. But yeah, turn into our strange Pokemon. So, as some of you might be aware, there is that like lost gold and silver demo from 1997, the Space World one, I'm pretty sure. But did you know that the demo actually featured the sprite of a character under the name of Imposter Professor Oak, which seemed to be some sort of evil version of Professor Oak that was supposed to feature in these games. Now, he did, however, eventually show up in the Pokemon TCG, as well as also in the Pokemon manga at a later point, but it sort of is kind of strange imagining a evil version of Professor Oak roaming around in the Johto games themselves, which is kind of weird, and I'm surprised they removed it. So before we continue, a message from our sponsors. Have you ever felt not super secure when it comes to receiving and sending emails? Well, then today's sponsor will be perfect for you, because we're going to offer you a perfect solution, which is Proton Mail, which is the world's largest encrypted email service, which is fully free and forever ad-free. They offer you essentially end-to-end encryption, and also they have Swiss privacy and anonymous emailing. Now, this is the perfect alternative for those of you that want to keep your email safe and secure and away from prying eyes and companies such as Google that might try to pry upon your emails. Also, as a YouTuber, I get tons of scam emails and people trying to get access to my YouTube channel, so Proton Mail does come in handy in that regard, and all apps on Proton Mail are open source and also audited, and they have a strict no logs policy, so you won't need to worry about anyone seeing the strange Pokemon Rule 34 that you sent to your buddy in North Dakota. Okay, wait, before we continue, I did not mention this, but I should mention this. They also have a forever free plan with no ads. Yes, a forever free plan, no ads whatsoever on it. You can use it, and also on top of that, recently they released a new Proton Mail redesign, which is the biggest one they've ever done, and the design looks great. So what are you waiting for? Ladies and gentlemen, get your hands on Proton Mail right now by signing up for a free Proton Mail plan and get an email service which respects your privacy with the link in the description down below. Check the description right now, sign up, and thank you to Proton Mail for sponsoring this video. Now, next up, did you know that there was a two-part episode called Team Rocket vs. Team Plasma, which was originally actually scheduled to be broadcasted on the 17th of March and the 24th of March back in the year of 2011. Now, basically the episode that was supposed to happen at that time couldn't happen due to the news coverage of the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami. Now, before being postponed due to the content of the episode wherein like Castelia City is destroyed, there were plans for the episode to be broadcasted at a later date, but the episode was never actually aired. Now, footage from the episode was later used in the episode Meloetta and the Undersea Temple, which of course aired in September 27, 2012, as well as in the, I guess the episode, or I guess the Strong Strategy Steals the Show, which aired on December 13, 2012. Now, these were basically the 628th and 683rd episodes of the Pokemon anime series, and they were never aired. They actually got totally cancelled, which is really, really sad, because it was supposed to be this grand scale battle between Team Rocket and Team Plasma, which would have been a freaking joy to watch, but it never happened. So, kind of a strange random fact, but according to the anime, Lance based his outfit, like the one we see him wear, and especially in the artwork from Heart Gold Soul Silver, on the Dragon-type gym's uniform from Raihan's gym, sporting a very similar color scheme and pattern, which is really strange to think that, yeah, Lance from Generation 1 would have taken inspiration for his outfit from the stuff that Raihan wears and his gym has from his uniforms. It's kind of a strange thing to imagine, but I guess it's an interesting random little fact. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm a big fan of Pokemon fusions, or just generally fusions in Pokemon. But one of the strangest and least known fusions in all of Pokemon has got to be Thufizir. This is a strange fusion that showed up in the Pokemon manga, which features a combination of Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres into a singular Pokemon. Now, it was created, of course, by none else than Team Rocket, because they wanted to create an all-powerful Pokemon. And to do this, they conducted various, sorts of research, particularly on Eevee in particular. When the research proved fruitful, a machine was then designed to allow for the creation of a brand new Pokemon through the power of gym badges. Now, to make this Pokemon team, Rocket required the three legendary birds, Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno. And when doing all of this, they created Thufizir, which is just a strange thing. It's a fusion of Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno, and it looks strange, but is really unique. Now, the moves it has is Thunder, Fire Spin, Blizzard, Gust, and Sky Attack. Those are the ones that are mentioned for it and we get to see, which is really strange, because this is an Electric, Fire, Ice, Flying type, so it actually has 4 typings, which is, again, very strange, because that's not very normal in Pokemon in general. So a random fact, but just kind of a short one, in Pokemon Red and Blue's beta, Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar were actually called Spirit, Spectre, and Phantom, which is kind of strange and random, but hey, it's an interesting little fact. Also, in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire as well as Emerald, you cannot actually encounter anything on the entrance tile of a cave. So if you go inside of it, you will not actually be able to encounter anything there. And you can see an example here where Sweet Scent is used on the first tile and nothing happens, right? So yeah, basically you can't get an encounter on that first tile no matter what, which is kind of interesting. I think it's an oversight clearly by the developers, which they didn't really consider much about. And it's probably just there also to stop you from encountering something the moment you enter the cave. So this is a random little fact, but if you go to Cianwood City and you only have one Pokemon in possession, there is an NPC here who will gift you a free tentacle. Yeah, now this can actually be repeated indefinitely and forever. It's a thing you can do as many times as possible, and I think this may be there, and it's believed that it's there because of like the developers wanting to stop or prevent potential soft locks in the game, you know what I mean, from you just locking yourself off and not being able to progress by that, you know, by stopping that by essentially giving you a tentacle, right? So kind of a strange little fact, but a really interesting one. And so that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it for today's video. If you guys want to see another one of these videos, a sort of part 2, then feel free to drop a like down below. Let's try to get to 500 likes in this video. That'd be very much appreciated. And that's it for today. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.